Welcome to our Pecha Kucha that explains the digestive process of the human anatomy. In this video, you'll be learning about the different functions, components, and structures found in the digestive system. After watching this video, you'll be able to identify and describe the digestive process. Hope you enjoy this presentation and find it useful. Thank you. The first step of the digestive system begins in the mouth. The process of chewing and grinding food is called mastication. To help crush and grind food in your mouth, you have three different types of teeth. They are incisors, canines, molars. Incisors are used for cutting, canines are used for tearing, and molars are used for grinding. To help in the process of mastication, your mouth produces saliva to help moisten the food. There are three different salivary glands located in the mouth. They are the parotid, sublingual, and submandibular. The parotid gland is found on both sides of the mouth, and sublingual gland is found in front of the submandibular gland underneath the tongue. When we swallow, there is a small flap at the posterior base of the tongue called the epiglottis that locks down over the larynx to prevent food from entering the trachea. Food moves down the esophagus by a process called peristalsis. Peristalsis uses layers of muscle in your esophagus that move in a wave-like motion to pass food forward. Before food enters the stomach, it reaches a muscular doorway called the cardiac sphincter. It controls the flow of food into the stomach. The stomach is a muscular sac that churns and mixes food into chyme. Since the stomach produces different types of chemicals, the fundus captures and absorbs these gases and releases them in the form of burps. These chemicals are called gastric juices, and they include hydrochloric acid and enzymes which help break down food. They are secreted by rhigae, which are the folds of the stomach walls. Hydrochloric acid kills most bacteria and microorganisms in the food and lowers the pH to 3, which stops the activity of amylase and promotes activity of pepsin.
A thick mucus layer that protects the walls of the stomach and duodenum from hydrochloric acid and pepsin then acts on proteins to produce polypeptides. Each polypeptide is connected by a chain of amino acids that are held together by amide bonds. If milk is ingested, the enzyme renin aids in curdling milk and converting the caseinogen into casein. Casein is a slow protein in which helps prevent excessive protein breakdown, unlike a protein such as whey, which is considered a fast protein and takes much longer to break down. Then, additional digestion is aided by secretions from the liver and from the pancreas. The liver creates bile, which makes it easier for food to flow through the small intestine. The pancreas creates digestive enzymes, which flow through the pancreatic duct to the small intestine. The liver then temporarily stores its produced bile in the gallbladder before the duodenum has a chance to put it to use. Bile is a bitter greenish alkaline fluid that aids digestion and breaking down foods, which helps store nutrition. The duodenum receives bile produced by the liver and pancreatic juices produced by the pancreas and plays a vital role in preparation of absorption in the small intestine. All digestive enzymes earlier produced are then mixed all together with the food in order to help aid digestion. Bile then plays a vital part in digestion by emulsifying the fats found in food and helps distribute fat-soluble vitamins into the small intestine. Examples of fat-soluble vitamins would be vitamin A, vitamin D, and vitamin E, which are stored in the body for long periods of time. The pancreas then plays an essential role in converting the food we eat into fuel for the body's cells. It produces the correct chemicals in the proper quantities at the right times in order to digest the foods we eat. Examples of these chemicals include trypsin and chymotrypsin.
The entire small intestine is covered with villi, which are small finger-like projections. The villi increases the surface area of the small intestine, which is similar to the wave-like structures formed when you fold and compress a ribbon. The villi absorb sugars, amino acids, and water into the bloodstream. The ileum is the third portion of the small intestine. The ileum is covered in villi. When food is broken down in the stomach, it forms a substance called chyme. When chyme enters into the ileum, it comes into contact with the villi. In a process called active transport, specialized intestinal cells of the villi allow the passage of B12, iron, and calcium into the bloodstream. The ileum is the longest and final segment of the small intestine. As a result, nutrients such as carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids have a chance to be broken down before entering the ileum. In the ileum, these nutrients are completely digested. The next segment of the digestive system is the large intestine. The large intestine is broken down into four parts. The cecum, which is connected to the ileum through the ileocecal valve and absorbs salts and fluids. The colon. The rectum, where the indigestible food ingredients are decomposed by anaerobic bacteria. And the anus. The colon is found in the large intestine and it has four parts: the descending colon, ascending colon, transverse colon, and sigmoid colon. The colon removes water, salt, and some nutrients, and as a result forms stool. Muscles line the colon's walls, squeezing its content along. The anus is the last part of the digestive tract. The anus is where waste product or excretion is removed from the body. The lining of the upper anus is specialized to detect rectal contents, and it lets you know whether the contents are liquid, gas, or solid.